I'll wait for you all to settle down. I have a little announcement that I do have to make. I did send out notification on Thursday evening. I sent an agenda to the community. I also sent out notification that our vote for the painting would be delayed until December 2nd. Then it came to my attention on Saturday that there was an issue, and people who have the domain AOL and Yahoo did not receive my notification. So I just want to let you know that I did send everything out. I was not remiss. I did do my job as president. I was on the phone for 7 hours with Optimum Online, optimum.net, because that's my server. They did a diagnostic on their system while I was on the phone for 7 hours with them, and everything was okay at their end. So it might be coming from Yahoo and AOL. So please do me a favor and check your server. That's number one. I also went to Apple to make sure my computer was on the up and up and okay. They did a full diagnostic on my computer and my phone. Everything at my end was working well. But I do want to let you know that I did send an agenda. I did send notification. And now, before we start open mic, I'm just going to explain very briefly, instead of in my president's report. There was a little bit of a snafu, unforeseen circumstances. The original ballots, original limited proxies, I'm sorry, not ballots, the original limited proxies that you received that you may have returned to Campbell are null and void. A new mailing was sent on Friday. On that limited proxy, it says corrected limited proxy if you choose to hand in the limited proxy. Also, let me make it very clear. If you are going to be present on December 2nd, you can receive a ballot and you can vote in person. The limited proxy is a tool that we are using to establish a quorum for the meeting. So those that cannot make it can use the corrected limited proxy that is coming in the mail. Those people that want to vote in person and will be at the meeting will receive a ballot and can vote at the meeting. And on December 2nd, it is a special meeting that the board has called. That is when Campbell will tabulate the votes. Is it clear? Did everybody understand? Please explain to your friends and neighbors about the snafu. I do apologize, but it was beyond my control about you not receiving any of the emails that I sent. But I can show you on my phone, on my computer, I sent everything out. And it did not come back as a failed delivery or as a demon. It was sent because they checked my computer, they saw that it was sent. So I'm asking you to either call AOL or call Yahoo. My server is Opt Online or Optimum. So if they ask you what server did it come from, you can repeat to them that it was Optimum. Okay, thank you. I'd like to call the meeting to order, but before I do, we're going to have open mic on agenda items only. When you come up to the mic, if you have some question or some comment about something that's on the agenda, you have a 3-minute leeway to speak. Past the 3 minutes, Millie does the timing. Oh, gosh. Excuse me 1 minute. Let me call you back. Okay, honey, you got it, bye. Sorry, it was my son. Sorry. What was I saying? Now I forgot. 3 minutes. You have 3 minutes to speak. After 3 minutes, Millie does the timing. She will tell you your 3 minutes are up, and you must relinquish the microphone to the next person. Thank you. Anyone for open mic on the agenda items? No one? No takers? Okay. I know Beverly is coming a little bit late. She's at a funeral. Unfortunately, our treasurer for Coral Lakes and the president of Egret Point, Linda Rudy, lost her sister. And I was unable to go because I couldn't even notify you, because some of you have AOL and Yahoo, that we could delay the meeting. So I couldn't even notify you. So I am here running the meeting. Beverly will be here I guess, whenever she can. So what we're going to do is, after roll call and after approval of the minutes, we're going to switch some of the things. We'll start the meet and greet, because Beverly really doesn't have to be here for that, but I would like her here for the voting that takes place for motions that we're going to make. Is the board okay with that?
Sure.
Okay, great. So, Millie, can you take roll, because Beverly's not here?
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Deborah Hazenstein,
I'm here.
Bonnie Kramer. Present. Beverly Rosendorf is running late. Robert Galley,
Here.
Ron Sturber,
Ron will not be attending today. He had to go with Michelle.
Stuart Schmelzer, Norman Saposnik. We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. All right, approval of the minutes from October 21st, 2025. I need a motion. Robert, second. Norman? Great. Okay, any corrections or additions to those minutes? Okay, I need, well, we approved. Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes? Okay, all of us that are here, 5. Okay, Robert, can we hold off on your treasurer's report, please? And what we're going to do is go straight to meet and greet. So let's start with our incumbents. Stewart? Microphone. We want Frank and Jules to hear everything.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Stuart Schmelzer.
Put it
It's
closer.
on. It's on.
You're on.
Good morning.
Nope. Talk closer. No, the other, okay, you want to talk from here?
Try the other mic.
Okay. More technical difficulties.
Good morning.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. My name is Stuart Schmelzer. I live at 5819. I've been a board member for the past 2 years, and I served as chairman of the maintenance committee. With the help of Ron Sturber, we investigated, designed, and coordinated the installation of the no parking signs on the curves at various strategic locations in our circle, which was a main safety concern of the community. Soon, we will begin the grinding of problem areas on our sidewalks with the help of Ed and Campbell and the coordination of Norman. This project will begin shortly. Finally, I was instrumental in securing Bosco Electric for our front garden lighting, which will now be renovated. With this being said, I would appreciate your vote and hope to continue maintaining and securing our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you.
Robert?
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Robert Galley. I live at 5586 Royal Lake Circle. I've been on the board for 2.5 years. The half year was I replaced Jay Gelman, who left. He was the treasurer. And then I had a regular term of 2 years after that. I've been the treasurer. I'm on the landscaping committee. And my greater job is, of course, being the treasurer, getting the monthly reports out, and monitoring our budget and making sure that we are following all Florida guidelines and budgetary responsibilities. I work very closely with Campbell and Diane Bamboo, our bookkeeper, to make sure that our monies are spent accordingly. And I also assist everyone who has trouble if their checks are not cashed. They call me. I follow up with Deerfield, with the people there, to follow up to make sure that your money is accounted for. So I enjoy working on the board, and if given the opportunity, I will serve again. Thank you.
Okay, my name is Deborah Eisenstein. I've been on the board for the last 8 years. I've served as treasurer on this board. I've served briefly as secretary on this board, and I've been president for 3 of those years and the vice president for 1 of those years. I moved into the community not wanting to do anything because I was very, very active in my former life up in New York, and I wanted to just take a breather, and then here I am as a board member for the last 8 years. The people may think that I don't do my job and I don't work hard, but I am always at a meeting. I am very rarely home, and I'm always doing something for the community. I live at 5534 Royal Lake Circle, and I would appreciate your vote. Thank you. Okay. Now we're going to start in alphabetical order for the other 3 people that are running. Harriet, then Deborah, and then Michael.
I'd like to face you guys.
It's on.
Okay. Hi. Good morning. My name is Harriet Kazansky, and I am your neighbor here at Royal Landings, and I love it. I love the people, the place, everything about this. I'm grateful for the chance to introduce myself and to share why I'm running for the Royal Landings Board. My work history is varied and has given me a broad set of skills. I began in New York City as an assistant buyer with Federated Buying Services, then worked as a legal secretary. After raising my family, earning my graduate degrees in psychology, I went on to spend 20 years as a psychologist 1 on a locked inpatient unit with individuals with severe mental illness, while also maintaining a private practice for more than 4 years, specializing in anxiety, trauma, autism, OCD, again, raising a family and running a home, which says I could do multiple things like most of us at once. Volunteerism, let me back up. I was invited and honored to serve on the New York State Governor's first critical incidents response team, working with first responders at disaster sites for 12 years and receiving specialized training from the Air Force in the Mitchell Method. Volunteerism has always been important to me. I served as a Red Cross volunteer, helped found the Woodstock Time Bank. I lived there for many, many years. Created the Kindness Network for brain-injured adults. Secured food donations from supermarkets and restaurants, and raised funds for equipment needed by the community programs. I also created the annual Woodstock Food Pantry Music Festival in Woodstock, and with my children spent many Thanksgivings serving meals on the streets of Bed-Stuy in Brooklyn. Looking ahead to Royal Landings, I believe we can make several meaningful improvements. First, true transparency. I believe our board meeting should be open to all members.
They are.
Every meeting, except I think the bylaws says if there's an attorney. And I'll have to check that, I don't know for sure. I want it open to all members so everyone can be informed and have a voice in the issues that affect us. Decisions should be made efficiently and by clear majority, not revisited multiple times. Second, we need a strong, responsible budget with a surplus and a commitment to no more assessments. We must also ensure that Royal Landings does not cover costs that are the responsibility of Coral Lakes and clarify those boundaries once and for all. If elected, I will work respectively and collaboratively with the current board to move our community forward. I will act in good faith and uphold our moral and legal responsibilities and put the needs of the community above my own. I will help oversee the budget, safeguard our community from financial and operational risks, and ensure that decisions are made honestly, transparently, and with long-term stability in mind. I am diligent, committed, and ready to do the work. Most importantly, I truly want to do good for you, me, and our community. I believe I have the skills, the temperament, and the dedication to help make life even better for all of us here. I respectfully ask for your support and your vote. And thank you for hearing me.
Thank you, Harriet. Deborah? Yeah.
I'm the other Deborah in the community. I'm Deborah Lippian. There are a few of us. I was on the board quite a few years ago and resigned during the COVID crisis for personal reasons. I then was elected to the board again and served as president in between Debbie's terms as president. I come from a very diverse background, as does Harriet. I originally was a buyer in the Garment Center 4,000 years ago, but I was executive director of direct marketing for UJA Federation for 16 plus years. I then went on to run a private company and went on to become a real estate broker and interior designer and worked on a lot of conversions, sat on many a condo or co-op board as well. Currently here at Coral Lakes, I sit on the Coral Lakes Budget Committee and the Coral Lakes Cafe Committee, as well as a particular club, which I'm not going to advertise because this is the wrong forum for it. So I have a fairly intense 15, 16-year background with, yes, legal issues up in New York, condo and co-op, but also in Florida, I've been working on the legal committee as well. Thank you. I hope you vote for me. If you don't, it's okay. I survive these things.
Michael?
Good morning. My name's Michael Reese. I am an outsider. I have not been on the board. I've been down here for about 2.5 years. My experience is totally different from everybody else's. I am a mechanical engineer. I have worked, designed for many buildings, for research centers, data centers, hospitals, apartment houses, etc., including theaters and the Miami-Dade Center in Miami. I've been a member of the New York City Building Code Committee, the mechanical section, that writes codes for the buildings in New York City. We interface with the, I hate to say it, the city council, which is not an easy thing to do, because if you have never worked with it, you will find out how biased the city council is, and they are, everyone is responsible, and they all have pressure groups. So if you pass something, there's always a pressure group telling that city council person how to vote because they do or do not want that particular item. So I am also a LEED certified professional, which is engineering, environmental. Before that, I was a mechanical contractor that worked on saving energy in existing buildings. I retrofitted the Knights of Columbus headquarters in New Haven, Connecticut. I was the only Jewish person sitting at the Supreme Knights table, and we saved the Knights of Columbus $270,000 in avoided costs. We retrofitted One Chase Manhattan Bank to One Chase Plaza. They were saved $750,000. Was Energy User News Contractor of the Year. So my experiences are different. I was president of the New York chapter of ASHRAE, American Society of Heating, Refrigerating, and Air Conditioning Years, which is the largest chapter of air conditioning engineers. So I have experience in working with that and working, when we did some buildings, working with community boards, which is especially on a retrofit for a co-op. And if you ever want to have fun, go to a co-op board meeting and you will hear diverse competitions and voices on people that know nothing about nothing, but their voices are out there. So that's my experience. I diverse, totally different than everybody else's. I offer things that others don't do. We were also a director of construction for Cosentini Associates, and we did data centers and commissioning. So when you look about AI, I worked on those data centers that we commissioned them. We designed them and we commissioned them. And unfortunately, our company didn't follow through. And now with AI, that's growing so big. And, but that's called management or mismanagement, depending how you look at it. So I offer my services. It's different. Anything to do with buildings and grounds or mechanical systems, I think I have the experience that the community can use. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Okay. Again, I'm just going to reintroduce everyone so you can get familiar with their faces. Ballots will be mailed. Am I correct for this? Ballots will be mailed. We have our annual meeting on December 16th at 10 o'clock in the morning, right here in this room. Remember that we have our board meetings the third Tuesday of every month, but the annual meeting is also going to be the third Tuesday of the month of December. Okay, Stuart, show your face again. Okay. Robert? I'm Debbie Eisenstein. Harriet? Okay. Deborah? And Michael? Okay, thank you all for pitching in, volunteering, putting in your resumes. That's great. All of you, good luck. How many seats are open? Oh, there are 4 seats open and 6 people vying for those 4 seats. Okay? The terms are, oh, and I didn't get to my report yet about Bonnie, who is not going to be running again. But as long as Jules brought it up, now I'll give part of my report. I want to offer a very, very, very special thank you to Bonnie Kramer for all of her years of service to this community, tirelessly moving forward, being landscape chair whenever needed, going to extra meetings, serving on master board. The woman is incredible. What a dynamo. I wish we all had her energy and effort and tireless commitment to this community. Bonnie, from the bottom of my heart, I cannot thank you enough for being a vice president. I know through Beverly's service, when you were on the board, when Murray was still president, you've been on the board through my service, through Deborah Lippian's. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all of your hard work for this community. Bonnie would like to say something.
Okay. It's been a joy in spite of all of the hardships and tireless efforts that I put into it. But giving back to one's community has always been important to me. And we're a community of 114 families, and so few participate in our community. Send the message out to your neighbors who don't come to meetings, who haven't given anything back. It's really important, and I will say it's been very, very fulfilling. I've worked with wonderful people. I've enjoyed the 12-plus years. I think I even was on the board when Phil was president. But anyway, thank you
Was
very
before
much.
my
I
time.
appreciate your sentiments. Goodbye, everybody.
It's not goodbye, Bonnie. It's not goodbye. It's see you around in a different role, that's all. Right. That's for sure. Okay, we're going to continue on with our meeting now, and I'm going to ask the treasurer, Robert Galley, to please give his report.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I'll give you the funding data for the end of October. In our operating account, we have $289,652.43. In reserve funds, we have $393,737.65. In reserve assets, we have $131,195, and in other assets, we have $88,499,078, for a total of $903,084.86. In current liabilities, we have $198,691.77. In reserve, we have $524,932.65. In equity, we have $179,460.44, which also adds up to $903,084.86. Don't get excited about that we're almost at $1 million, because this includes all the assessments that we have been collecting and not spending. That includes the paint job and
In the mic.
that includes the paint job and the cleaning of the roofs, which we did not pay yet. I think that's going to come in one bill. The other thing is, I wanted to say, yeah, that's where we are. However, given that large number, our budget for 2025 at this point has a shortfall. And the shortfall is, at this point, about $8,600. And that's because we had unexpected expenses in our legal expenses for this year. We budgeted for $5,000, which we thought would get us through the year, as we did in previous years, because we've never spent more than about $2,200 in legal expenses for various letters and so forth that we had to do. This year, we are already at the end of October at $12,000 in legal expenses, and we still have 2 more months to go. So I'm just putting that out there so you know. You should have all received a proposed budget that's out there in the mail that showed an increase in maintenance. This is still not the final budget. We have some tweaking to do to it, and you will, once that's done and the board approves it, you will get another printout of the final budget showing any more increases or changes in budget allocations. I'm not sure if I should say anything about that, anything else.
Well, you
I
can
think.
discuss the budget now, and we could,
Oh,
because it's
okay.
committee, we could make it as a motion now and discuss
Well,
it.
but we did do the budget, and there was an increase, I believe, of $75. $75. No, 85?
It was 85.
Okay.
Now it would be.
Now, with
more.
the new figures that we have, it's probably going to go up another $10. And one of the reasons is, of course, for the legal fees, but there are other things that went up tremendously. Our contractual fees went up. Campbell gave us an increase to work with them, and we have to pay it. All the communities work with Campbell. If you looked at the budget, the Comcast went up about $30,000, our share for Comcast, for the cable, and that we have no choice. We have to pay that. Some of our contractual things, like with the tree cutting and doing that, That went up significantly, went up about 3%, but we also included the lowering of some of our big trees, which must be lowered. We didn't do it last year. And
Reduced.
Reduced, thank you. They need to be reduced because so far we haven't had a hurricane in 9 or 10 years, and that, thank God. But it's not if, it's when. That's what they say. So you need a bundle of money to take care of that, and we're going to work on that contract this year. The other thing I'm suggesting to the board is that even though we were going to put $5,000 again in legal, I say that's not enough. I want to reduce the landscaping and the other projects that we have to do, take that money, 4,000 of it, and move it into legal, which will give us $9,000, which I'm hoping will get us through next year, but that's just an estimate. We're still dealing with this situation, and there's no other choice. The whole community is involved in this. It's not just the board, and so we all have to be part of this. I believe.
I just want to say something that Ron Sturber came up with a very, very good idea, and we utilized it this year. We put in percentages, and if
thank
you
you.
total up the contractual percentages of what we have to pay, based on a new figure that we just got from Campbell yesterday, the contractual obligations of Royal Landings come to about 92% of our budget. So we only are playing with 8% for the other items that we want to do. Okay, so just put it in a little bit more reality.
The final thing I want to say is that for 2024, we did pay for an audit of our books. This is the first time that Royal Landings actually had a complete audit. And the only thing they found is that in our operating account, we were going over $250,000, and they suggested that it's only FDIC up to $250,000. So what we did is I worked with Diane Bamboo, our bookkeeper, and we opened up what they call a sweep account, where each night they separate the accounts so they're all below $250,000, and then the next day they come back and they're all adjusted. We're doing that, so we've met that audit report. If you want a copy of the audit report, it is on the website. You can read it. Everything else they found we were doing based upon Florida law. They found all our expenditures to be only spent with appropriate double signatures on checks, and everything monitored appropriately. So we're going to have another audit for 2026 because we audited it. Before that, you only had a review from what I understand, but now that we're well above 500,000 in our assets.
We have to have an audit every year.
If you don't do your own audit with a company, the state has a right to come in and audit your books. And I discussed this with Campbell, and you don't want the state to do that. We have our own auditor. We have another year. We're paying the same amount because I signed a 2-year contract, so we're not getting an increase. The other communities are all getting increases from their auditors because $500, $600, $700. I did a 2-year contract, so we're staying at the same rate. We will revisit this next year and see if we'll look at other auditors and see what they charge. But from now on, I think we need that because we're always going to be over $500,000.
Well, we don't have a choice. I think it's a Florida
Now,
statute.
the new Florida statute, yes. But you have to pay for it or let the state do it. And I don't think we should let the state do it.
Okay.
That's my report.
Okay, we're going to have to go over the budget item by item to see about the increase, and then Diane we can still vote on it based on what we're doing. Diane can type it up and tweak just a little bit, like
Right.
to even it out, to make sure that we're even with all the monies, that there is no surplus and there's nothing extra. So we're going to have to do that today, and you are welcome, of course, to listen because we're going to do it during the meeting.
I just wanted to mention yeah.
She'll be here soon.
There was
yeah.
one other thing. Someone asked me, well, if you're going to have a deficit of 10, 11, 12,000 at the end of the year, how do you adjust? Where do you get the money from? Well, Royal Landings had some good accounting in the past, and we have an account of what they call retained earnings. That's money that you accrue every year that you didn't spend. And we've been building that up very well. We have $174,000 in there. That money will be used to adjust the books at the end of the year. However, we cannot keep relying on that because the state requires for an organization like this that we have over 200,000 in retained earnings. So we have to work on building that and making sure
Building it back up again,
we only
right.
spend what we allocate. Also, we do have, as everybody knows, we have that little, we all have that little CD that I opened up 2.5 years ago with Jay Gelman, and that has grown, and it's growing, and it's about $166,000, and that's our little IRA or 401k, and I think we should keep doing it because you never know when you have to dip into that, which is a special fund, and I just renewed it 2 months ago, I think.
Right,
And
right.
I'm getting
September,
3.5%, which is what's out there these days. So that keeps growing. So that's our little ace in the hole.
I also want to just let everybody know that the other communities are, we're paying about the same as the other HOAs right now. They've had to increase theirs, and we're paying relatively about the same, maybe $5 more or less, depending on which community you go into. Everything's been hitting us very, very hard. Master Board is going to be recommending approving their budget on Friday. We reviewed it as a Master Board yesterday. We went over it. It's about a 5.09% increase. And that's just a, 5.01, I'm sorry. I thought it said 5.09 on the paper, but it's either 5.01 or 5.09. And that's what we guesstimated our contribution would be, about 5%, which is just about right. We have to readjust part of our budget based on the increase from Campbell, because we assumed a certain percentage and Campbell was just a little bit more. So that's where that extra money that we have to ask you for is going to go. It's also contractual. So we're trying our hardest to keep it down as low as we can, but we are online with the other HOA communities. So I just wanted to let you know. I was at 2 meetings yesterday about, one with John Tite again, and we met with Stuart, Robert, and I were available because we came from the memorial last Tuesday, and we met with John Tite last Tuesday also. So, you know, this is what the contracts are charging us. We don't have much of a choice. So, Robert, if you don't mind going over the budget and giving us what you think we need to do.
Line by line?
Line by line, because we have to approve it and discuss it.
Okay. Well, the maintenance assessment will be, until we revise it, but right now it's $900,600. Oh, I'm sorry, $900,600.
All right, you don't have to go over that line. It's the revenues are going to stay about the same except for the maintenance, but let's go over the expenses, because that's what we have
Okay.
to increase.
Well, the financial audit is $5,000, which I said. Legal fees, we had put 5, but I think we need to add another 4,000 into that to give us 9,000.
Okay.
The management fees from Campbell, we anticipate, is it at 33 again?
Let me see, I have the sheet right here.
We had budgeted for 31,400. They raised us,
Wait, I have to multiply. Give me a minute.
I think it's 33.
I think it's 33.6. Let me just
Right.
check. Because they gave it to me
Right.
in, okay. $33.6.
So that's going up from 31.4 to 33.6. Administrative expenses, we put in 3,000, but the suggestion from the bookkeeper is that we add another 2,100. The administrative expenses are all the mailings we have to do.
Yeah.
And we've had an awful lot of mailings this year. And in fact, when we revise the budget, we have to pay for that mailing as well. And plus these two, with the painting, and now the ballot has to be mailed out as well.
Diane's recommending 51
Yeah,
total? Okay.
okay. Yeah. The social party, we raised to $1,800. We usually do $1,500, but that really wasn't quite enough last year. So our 25 budget had 45,880 in this area. Now we'll have
Well,
over
we
50,000.
proposed 47.8,
Yeah.
but it's going to be more
It's gonna
than
be
that.
more.
15,
Should I go through? it
15,
one at-
9, wait just a second. 8, 16, that's, give me a minute. That's 9, that's 10, 10, 12, 13. Why am I not doing this right? I'm just not doing this right. I'm so, oh, because I
Right.
didn't add this one. Okay.
All right, the
Go ahead.
iguana removal, we're raising, but we're going to vote on a contract that today, and Beverly will explain that later, but we've increased the funding in that too. Rodent, everybody hear it? Rodent control is going to 3,600. The landscaping contract, well, that is, they had an increase, that's going to 78,800. By the way, the committee last year went through an awful lot of landscaping contracts, and Palm Beach Broward did come in the least amount. The others were much more expensive. Power washing, we didn't spend yet, but we have to keep the $6,000 in there. Irrigation, because of all the problems with the water, we're at 6,500, I believe. No?
Irrigation, labor, and parts is 15,000.
Oh, I'm sorry, my glasses. 15,000, yes. Repairs and maintenance was at 6,000, correct? All right. Sidewalk repair is at $3,000. Storm drain, in case is another 5,420. Lawn spraying, well, that's a contract, that's 6,000. Ornamental pest spray, that's a contract, 3,200. The tree trimming, last year we spent 16,785. This year it has to be 19,500 because we're adding the reduction of 5 big trees with that. Plus they gave us an increase of 3%. Tree disease, we lowered it. We're going to do, I think, 3,000. 35? Oh, there it is, 3,500. That's because this year we didn't have any trees with disease, so we're accruing that money. Sod replacement, we raised it to 2,500.
Yes.
Okay, and the front garden and the north wall, which we're putting $8,000 in there. $8,000 in there. We don't know if that's going to be enough, but if I still...
We hope to start working on the north
Right.
wall, because I know that's been an area of complaint. So we said that we would budget for the north wall this year. So that's what we're trying to
But
do.
that's still on hold because I'm recommending we take the money from there and put it into legal fees, which we need. I believe the others are all contractual, except...
Except
Yep.
reserves are,
Front garden?
yeah, one of the mics didn't work, Beth.
Okay.
So if you take the money from the front garden, you said, and put it into legal fees?
Not all the money, 4,000 of it.
4,000, right. So then we're reducing the 8,000
To
for the front
4,000.
wall to 4,000,
For
correct?
the front garden and the wall, and I don't know if we'll be able to do both.
No, you won't. All right, so that'll make 4,000, okay.
I mean, it's nice to have a beautiful garden, it's nice to do the north wall, but financially, we need to put money where we need it
Well,
first.
what we need is when Diane gets here, the increase in administrative expenses went from 47.8 to 54.5.
Right.
Okay, so the difference was a little less than $7,000, maybe $6,700. So we don't want to increase the maintenance to cover that, so we have to take it from somewhere. But let's see what we can eke out, because if we do, just a second, we do 1985 times okay. Actually, if we do 1985, it brings us to $905,160, and our proposed is right now at $900,600. So that would give us a little bit of leeway if we bring it up to 1985, and then we don't have to take all that much from
Right,
front garden and north wall.
right.
We can take less. Okay, I'm looking at the very top, Bev, where it says maintenance assessment, $900,600. Okay, I just multiplied, if we do 1985 times 4 times 4, we get 905,000.
Gives us money.
Which gives us a little bit more money, and then we don't have to take all of that money from front garden, north wall, so we can do something, maybe a little bit of something, even if it's planting the vinca. All right, so that would be my suggestion. I don't know what you want to do, but let's have discussion.
So if we up the quarterly maintenance by 10, we'll have $5,000 more.
Well, $5,100
Right,
more
in the
to
maintenance-
cover
in the
the-
maintenance assessment to use for,
the administrative, which would be about $6,700 difference. So then we just need to take maybe $1,400 away from the 8,000, so maybe we can do part of the north wall and whatever we can in the front garden.
And it's also, if you look at the north wall, you know, there are various proposals. You could spend a lot of 10,000, or you could spend 3,000.
Right,
depending
we've been looking
what
at
you do. We've been
a
looking
less
at things.
expensive way
Right.
to cover the unsightly north wall. So planting something like a vinca, which is a fast-growing, very colorful flower, that might work, and it's not expensive. So we'd have to get proposals from landscapers or from Palm Beach Broward.
Right. And we also, with tree removal and replacement, 3 of our trees that are on Royal Landing's property were destroyed this year by lightning. One in front of my house, one in front of the house across the street, and then on the other
side of the circle.
And all we're doing is sodding it, and it makes it look awful. And we do have proposals to replace the trees there with new sod, so they're at least, we can't put a 30-foot tree, but we can put a 12 to 14 foot tree.
We should put in a 12 and watch it grow. You don't put in a mature tree.
Right. And each one of those is about $750 to put in. And we've checked with other landscapers, and they're all within
That range.
$100 of each other. So it, but if we don't replace the trees and we'll have more storms, we keep losing them, well, all our trees are going to be gone, and it looks very open. So we put extra money in that.
Yes, we did.
So we want to replace the trees that are gone. There were 2 other homes, I believe, that had trees destroyed by lightning, but those trees were on the owner's property, and we're not responsible to replace a tree that you lost on your property. these are the trees that are on the road, on the walkway there. Those Royal Landings is responsible for. Um, So that's where the money goes.
Anybody else have anything to say or add or do?
You're asking board members, right?
Yeah, just board members.
I just want to add that hours and hours have been put into budget decisions. Many vendors have been interviewed. We've done the best that we possibly can. It's been a very difficult year, not only for the board, but you as individuals. So I just want to compliment the board for all the efforts that they put into this.
All right,
It's true, the board just doesn't meet once a month.
no.
I mean, the budget meeting, the board had to meet. Legal times, we had to meet several times, and so we're constantly meeting.
And if we're
So-
not meeting, we're emailing each other when it goes through, or we're phone calling each other. So we're always in touch with each other. We try the best we can to do what we can to make this place better. So, any comments from the board? Do we have, Robert, would you like to make a motion to accept the revised budget that will be mailed out as soon as Diane can fix it up?
I make a motion that we will revise this budget.
No, we did revise it just now.
Okay, so
We're making a motion to
did
accept
we agree
this.
to add the
Well,
4,000?
is anybody objecting to,
I think that needs to be a motion.
well, that's what we're trying to do. But before we make the motion,
A motion, not for the entire budget, but for that $4,000 to be moved to.
well, it's not going to be $4,000 because now we're increasing the assessment. We're making the assessment, it was 1975, we're going to increase the assessment to 1985, which would cover part of that money. We only have to take maybe $1,600 from that.
But let's look at it the other point. The motion could be that we want the legal fee amount to be
$9,000.
$9,000. Where we get the money, how we can decide that.
Well, you also
want
have
it
to
to
make
be
a motion that we're going to increase the maintenance to 1985. That has to be included too. That has to be in the motion.
That's a separate motion.
Yeah, it's just proposed at this point, and we haven't done it yet. And so we have to really,
Well, all we have to do is make a motion to accept the budget
At the rate.
at the rate that we've
1985.
just discussed.
Very
Okay.
good. I make a motion as the treasurer that we accept the 1,985 as the new maintenance for 2026,
The quarterly
quarterly.
ma-
And I'm sure that you've already written down that you're going to increase the line item of legal $9,000 from where it's.
Yes.
Well, Millie's been taking the minutes, so that's, right?
except we're moving the money from somewhere else. So,
Yeah,
We can
Yeah.
move it from anywhere.
so
okay.
I don't know that we need a motion for that. We don't.
No, but we need
But
the motion
just
for the
this- You're right,
1985.
I
exactly.
made,
And to
Right.
accept this.
Correct.
Okay, second. Well, it's coming from committee, so I don't know. So, okay, Bonnie seconded anyway. All right, all in favor? Okay, and Ron is not here, so it's 6 in favor,
He's not on phone, okay.
okay? No, I asked him and he couldn't make the phone call, so if he can, he'll call one of us. Okay, thank you, Robert. Thank you very much. Thank you for going through it a lot. Okay, President's report. I've sort of given you basically the report about why there was a snafu with the emails. For some reason, again, I will reiterate, AOL and Yahoo are not getting my emails from Optimum. Please call your server and find out if there's a glitch there. Thank you. We have a very long agenda, so I'm just going to move on and have Ed speak now. Robert, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I think we have a little work order report. We had a total of 16 work orders for the month of October. 12 were closed. The remainders are, again, most of these are through either irrigation or landscaping, et cetera. But the pending was a tree issue, which were just discussed. You know, some of them are not being replaced, et cetera. As far as maintenance-related items, the only thing hanging out there currently is the grinding, which we are coordinating. This is a very expensive process. Companies just do not want to do this work unless they can charge tremendous amounts of money. We're working with the other associations to do this in-house, which will save a whole bunch of money in the overall project for each of the associations. And so we're just moving forward with that. We've got holidays coming up. We will announce any closings in our office for, you know, pre-holiday and post if there's anything, especially around the timing for returning ballots and things like that. Please, it's so important to get this information back to us. If you receive anything from the association and/or Campbell, please make sure you open it immediately and get that back to us. We have some deadlines. And that is my report. Thank you.
And Millie, do you have any work orders that were?
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay, I'm sorry, Ed. I'm sorry, I've been drifting off. Okay, committee reports, landscaping. Yeah, oh God, Robert, you're talking again, I know.
Landscaping. I did get a contract from Zimmerman to do the tree trimming for the hurricanes and the reduction of the trees. The contract is here. It's just waiting for board approval. It's for the $19,750. You're not going to get anybody less. I had a couple of bids. They were all in the 19,000s. And so we're going to stay with Zimmerman. They did a very good job last year. No, everybody was happy with them. So we're going to use them again. And so the contract is here. I think I gave it to Debbie. You have the contract?
Yeah, I have it right here.
You just need to sign it, and then I can get it to
Well,
them.
as long as we vote for it.
Well, yes, of course.
So we have to
So
vote.
I make a motion that we accept the Zimmerman contract for 2026. The only caveat they have this year is that when, a week before they begin to cut, they want a deposit of 25%. So I think that's reasonable.
Just make the price, please, so for 19,500.
19,500.
Right, for the motion, okay. Any, we don't need a second, it's coming from Landscape Committee.
Right, and it's a contract. So.
Okay, it's a contract. Any questions for Robert for the tree reduction for 19,000, tree reduction in hurricane trim? Questions? Okay, then.
The other is the
Wait,
front-
we have to vote.
Oh, that's
Okay, all in favor? Okay, 6 in favor.
The other is that we spoke about the front garden and the north wall. We have money allocated for that, but I don't think we need to vote on it. We have 3 proposals that just came in. One came in this morning. So they have not been shared with the board, and they need to be shared with the board before you can vote on it. They run anywhere from a couple of thousand to 5,000 in that range, redoing the front garden and maintaining it.
Yeah, we haven't got,
No.
I don't have it.
No,
you
I
don't have it.
sent you, I know I sent you Alan Richards, and I don't know.
I only have Alan Richards, I don't have the.
Right, there's
Okay,
2 more.
Palm Beach, Broward, and then Bonnie just gave
Yes.
me somebody that,
I don't have it.
no,
Yeah.
that Robert and Bonnie interviewed.
So I think the board
So-
has to look at those before we decide.
We can't.
Okay, no, so we won't do that now.
And that, of course, the north wall, we're going to do something. I don't know if there needs to be a motion, but we put money there.
No, when we get a proposal, then we can make a motion, so we need proposals from landscapers
Fine.
as well. Excuse me a second, I signed.
Okay.
Just, I need a copy.
I'll email you.
Okay,
when I
great.
Send it in.
Great. Okay, so we're not doing landscaping.
Beverly rodents.
If I may just make a comment on one item before you move on from landscaping.
Sure.
One item that I think perhaps, we want to start looking at as irrigation, we've talked about it previously. The wiring that is in the ground is approaching 30 years old. Palm Beach Broward has had difficulties with some of this because the shielding on the wiring.
We just had an incident in Royal Landings where I had to send out a notification to some of the
Yeah.
homeowners.
Yeah, so in these these boxes that are in the ground, they have bundles of wire that run throughout the community. The covering, the shielding on them is falling off in some cases. It's causing, shorts and things like that. So there is going to need, there will be a need in the future to start looking at that. Other communities within Carl Lakes are also experiencing the same thing. It's just that time, in aging infrastructure. So that's just something that maybe as a committee in 26 might want to start looking at and talking about and coming up with some ideas and maybe some future planning. Okay?
Okay, thanks, Ed.
Thank you.
All right.
Iguana.
Are we up to iguanas? We're up to iguanas? Oh, my goodness, we are up to iguanas. There you
Okay.
go.
Okay,
Here.
I hate those iguanas. Okay, what I've done is we had up to this point, we had Rick Kramer, who is an iguana hunter, coming in and shooting iguanas in an as-needed basis. There was, you never knew really when he came, but he did come, and he shot a lot of them, and he was charging $10 a shot, or $10 a thing. Okay, a kill. Okay. So what I decided to do is I went to the other communities and said, what are you using? And I got about 6 other people that specialize in getting rid of iguanas and so forth. And I sent out those things to the board. They all had different names, from SoPro, which does Regency Cove, to all these other ones, plus someone who's getting into that particular field as well. I also found out that Excellent Environmental is going to be in that field. I think they have a year to go. They've got something that they did, and they're going to have a patent on something that prevents iguanas by putting up something in their nests or whatever. They're waiting on that to happen before they can go forward with that. So that was nice to hear as well. So anyway, it seemed they were very, very expensive. There was a company that came twice a week that would go and explore everything. They wanted $6,000 a month to do something like that. Most of them were very expensive. Another one was coming once a week. They wanted $5,000 a month to come and check everything out and so on. And it was costly. There's no question about it. One company said to me that they did have some kind of a preventative. Truth is, 2 of the other companies said there's really no preventative because these guys reproduce. These things reproduce constantly. So the preventative, it may or may not work. So then it seemed like really the best one for our budget, without having to assess you or without having to put in more money into our quarterly statement, was Rick Kramer. I did have a chat with him, and I said, okay, if you're going to do this, it has to be done this way. You have to come twice a week, okay? And let us know. You have to sign in when you come. I have a thing that I put up in my vestibule. I want my vendors to sign in when they come with a date and the time, what they've done, and then sign out when they leave. I think that's very, very important because we've had vendors here that, and I'm not talking about Rick, but other vendors like Bug Off and whatever that just pretended to come, charge us, and really didn't do the job. I want to see that they were here, and that's what I do. So I got a contract, and I said in the contract, I wanted him to put in the fact that he's going to come twice a week, and we said what the twice a week was, Monday and Thursday, that he's going to charge $10 for each treatment of each iguana. He had a check in the contract. He had a check in and out with the number of iguanas in the book that's sitting in my house, okay, in my vestibule, that he can come in and do that. And they've been doing that, okay? The term of contract is 1 year, and there's a 30-day termination clause from either party.
And there are
Okay,
other
then
animal
there are other things that he does. Oh, thank goodness I haven't seen them, but I'm sure they're there. Raccoons and opossum trappings. He will charge $150 per animal if he has to trap one of them. He's going to have the traps, and that includes daily checks of if he has to put down a trap for that, if anybody's having that kind of a problem of rodents like that. Yeah, okay. Let's see.
Too much.
There are other things like armadillos, bats, birds, coyotes, ducks. Okay, so.
Snakes.
Yeah, snakes, that kind of thing. Also, one of the companies that I spoke to, not Rick, but another one, I said, well, what happens if someone has a problem, a specific problem, like on their cage or on their roof? On the cage, oh, you turn it down, thank you. On the cage, on the roof, on their house, something. What happens if you have to come out personally? One company said, well, we'll charge $25 for the service call to come out personally and that will be picked up by the homeowner because it's on their property. So anything on their property, the homeowner has to pay for. I asked Rick, would he do that? And he said he would if it was needed, but I did not put it in the contract at this point. And we could do something later on with a personal contract like that. And that's about it. So that's what I have here. So you have the contract, and that's what we have to vote on.
Are you recommending Rick Kramer?
So yes, so at this point.
Please make a motion.
At this point, just to keep our maintenance down, I'm recommending to go with the Kramer's Gator Control. That's the name of the company, because I like to use the company name for this particular contract. And I make a motion for this contract.
At $10 a kill,
And
twice a week.
and the $10 per kill, and the sign-in and everything that's on this particular contract. So, anybody want to second it?
I'll second.
Okay, so,
All in favor? Oh, wait, is there any discussion? Anybody have a question from the
No,
board?
I can just add that Rick was contracted by the Water District to do kills on the bridge on Flavor Pick behind our property, which is a major source of iguanas. So he does that as well. And it's not at our expense, it's at the county, the water company.
right. There was also a situation where he was doing something around the pool. I think we have a lot of iguanas that go around the pool for some reason. I don't know whether they eat the leaves or what. But, and so someone was getting very upset that he had been shooting. And I told Rick, going forward, please, if there's anybody at the pool, he doesn't go inside, but anybody at the pool, if you're going to be doing this, please let them know that this is going to happen, and he agreed to that.
Okay. All right, all in favor? Okay. Give this to Beverly so she can send it off to Rick. It's signed. Okay. Okay, anything else on that? All right, Bev, do you have a report about lawn spraying, rodent control? Oh,
Okay, no, okay, the lawn spraying is done by Excellent Environmental, okay? And there's also some lawn spraying that's done by Palm Beach. I know personally I haven't had any issues with ants and
Right.
anything, but so I think they.
no,
and I
Palm
see them-
Beach, Broward just does our lawns, the turf. And Rick does the lawn spraying
Ornamental.
around the house and the
ornamental.
ornamental.
And I see his truck here all the time. I personally haven't had an ant problem recently since he's been doing that. If you do have something like that, you can call them, they'll come out and they'll respray around your house. Ray, who owns
company.
told me
Yeah.
that he would actually do that. The other thing they do are checking the boxes, and I told them that I need to get a report. I haven't gotten a rodent report. Whether the boxes are empty or not, I still want a report. I need to know every month what's going on. So that will be happening as well.
I was actually outside when I saw this man coming through the back. I said, "Excuse me, can I help you?" He says, "I'm rodent control." So they are coming and they are checking the box.
Right, so I just need, I like everything in writing. I need a written report to see what they've done.
Okay, thank you, Bev. I just saw Lori walk out. She got a phone call, so when she comes back, she's in the corner. Okay, she's on the phone. All right, Karen Marcello, I spoke with her, and what we're going to do to try to eliminate the issue that happened on Thursday evening is every time, because Karen gets my emails, what I'm going to do is have her post community news on the website. So if you don't receive anything from me, please look on our Royal Landings website under Community News. I'm going to work with her within the next week or so to get that posted, so you will be able to see whatever I send out to the community that you may or may not get will be there as well. So we're trying to solve that issue until we can think of something else. No, I'm talking about what happened with me, personally. I sent out emails on Thursday. You were not here, you were at the funeral. I sent out emails on Thursday evening with the agenda and letting everybody know that December 2nd, we would have the vote. You got that because you don't have AOL. If you have a Gmail account, you got everything. Anyone who has...
Like AOL, don't recommend it.
But people have it, so that's why we're trying to accommodate until... Okay, thank you. Sorry you missed that part. All right, maintenance. Hello, Stuart.
Okay, at some point,
He has to get closer, she has to move away.
at some point in time, we're going to be renovating the front garden again, whether it's just sprucing it up or whatever. I met with Bosco Electric. They sent down their lighting consultant, and we do have to relocate some of the existing lights. I was given a price, and I would like to make a motion now that we accept Bosco's contract for $850 to relocate 5 existing landscape lights.
We didn't get any other bids because Bosco was the original person who put in those particular lights.
And they know where all the wiring is buried.
They know where all the bodies are buried.
Any other company, the price would have been
At least
much
double,
higher.
right.
It's double, because they would then have to maybe rewire, or they might have to go do a search. We're using the same company. I think it was cost
At
effective.
a meeting, I'll call you back, okay? Bye.
Stewie, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
How come we're redoing the wiring?
We're not redoing the wiring.
I mean, you just mentioned the,
Few lights.
The lights.
oh, the lights, yeah,
The lights.
lights, yeah.
Not the entire system. We're moving 5 lights because they're not effective now where they're placed.
So they changed the landscaping, now the lights have to adjust to them?
Well, we're not going to do it until we...
I'm asking Stuart.
Okay, I'm just letting you know, we're not going to do it until
No,
we
the
hire.
the relocation will be done after whatever we do to the garden,
Okay, to make it,
make it more effective.
right. Okay, thank you. Thanks.
Okay, so this contract is strictly for changing the lights?
It's not changing, it's taking the existing lights and just from here to here.
And, but we're not doing anything with the wiring?
If the wire has to be extended, that would also.
So you're moving light from here to here, but not, because $11,000 seems a little exorbitant, isn't it?
11,000?
To move light?
No. Are you looking at the right contract?
I have a contract here for 11,000.
That's the
No,
old
no,
one.
that's the old contract, Bev, here. We just got that in the packet, did you?
That's why, okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, I sent it to you as well. I sent you the contract. Okay.
The reason for moving the lights is what Stuart had said is,
No, it's not
so
11,000.
so when if and when the garden is redone, the garden will be lit up, but also a couple of the lights are below the rim. And when the man comes with the cutting, they run over them.
Yeah.
And they break them.
They've been, the lights have been
We
broken.
just want to move them
All right,
to a
so it's
safe place.
8:39, that's a lot.
Well, well, we're rounding it up to 8:50 for, okay. All right, any other questions for this motion? Okay, the lights in the front garden. Motion was made, all in favor?
Second.
Well, that's what he had. He did say that, yes. No, 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 the motion's on the table already.
It's not replace, it's relocate.
It's relocate. Okay, all in favor? Okay, motion passed. Okay, so that's done. I will sign the contract and you can get it to Bosco. Bev, can I have that paper back, the stapled one? That I think Millie gave, Millie, did you leave copies of the contracts for Bev? Oh, only, okay, so here's the extra, I'm sorry, take that. Okay, I'm sorry, I thought it was in the packet you gave everyone, okay. All right. All right, so Lori, are you ready? Thank you.
Sorry about that phone call.
That's okay.
Also, thank you about the iguana, because it's been a great improvement. I also want to welcome Joyce Reese. She is a new resident to our community, so welcome.
Joyce, stand up, please. Okay.
Our social committee will be reconvening, and we will be working on a welcome breakfast as we've had in the past, and that will be coming along. I also brought with me our address book. There might be some residents here that have not gotten their address book, so if you did not receive it, please see me. I'll be glad to give it to you. And that is my update.
Thank you. Okay, legal committee, Deborah?
The legal committee, which is not involved with any of the legal actions that are taking place right now, that is not our purview. That is part of the board, Master Board, not Master Board, Royal Landings Board. We have been looking at all the rules and regulations, not the bylaws. And we've revised them, but they must go to the attorney first before we send them out, and not even send them out, present them to the board, because we want to make sure we're complying with all the new 720. We held off sending it to the attorney because we were hoping that we would be finished with all the legal fees, and that we didn't want to burden the community anymore with additional legal fees for this year. That, as far as I know, that is not over with yet. So we're going to have to, before the end of the year, send it on to the attorney anyway for him to look at it before we present it to the board. Thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. Okay. Anything else from the board? All right, so we will have open mic. If you have anything that you would like to say, you have 3 minutes. You can only come up once. Whoever is ready may come up and speak into the mic. Ah, here she comes.
There has been some digging in front of my neighbor's uh, apartment, in front of one of the utility poles, and there's been a hole there and a pile of dirt for over 2 weeks. I don't know what happened.
Who was digging, do you know?
I don't know if it was Comcast but one of those green boxes.
It could be.
It was Mel Merenstein's house.
Oh, because I didn't get a call from Mel, and usually I would.
And I asked him what happened, and he said that they dug up a while ago.
Okay, Ed is going to look into it. Thank you, Lori.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Open mic? Ah, here comes my Tina.
The last meeting that we had, Joe and Dennis said that they were going to replace the plants in the front garden free of charge.
It is not free of charge. We got a proposal from them.
Why'd they say that? Remember they said that they were sitting over there?
We had a meeting with them, and the plants that they were going to replace, they did replace, and they put in, where we had $30 plants, they put in $2 plants. So we had a meeting with Joe, and they put in a proposal to fix up the front garden, but we didn't get to that today. We're waiting because Beverly didn't see some of the proposals, and we need to really review them before we discuss or vote on it. Okay?
So it's only because they put in $2 plants?
Well, there were other things. They didn't take care of it either. No water. They didn't water it. They didn't trim it. They didn't do what they had promised to do. We spoke to Dennis about it at length. So that's why we got 2 other proposals, and Palm Beach Broward is the 3rd one. We're going to review them, and we're going to discuss it as a board, and at the next meeting, at the annual, we'll vote on it. Thank you. Go ahead, Michael.
I'm not sure if this is correct, but I believe about a year ago, there was a proposal to resurface the blacktop. Has that been done or shelved or whatever? What is the update on that?
We are collecting the assessment for it for the future. It is included in the assessment that you're already paying. We spoke with Ed. Ed said we did not need to do it yet, so we're holding on to that, and we're not doing it yet.
And the last thing, I presume that the light fixtures in the front will be relocated once the final garden is done,
Yes, that's correct.
which is forthcoming.
Yes. Anything else for open mic? Okay, again, before we close the meeting, before I ask for adjournment, the next special meeting will be on December 2nd, which is a Tuesday. It's a Tuesday, right? It's a Tuesday at 10 o'clock in this room, where we will be tabulating the votes. If you are going to be here, you can use a ballot that you will receive when you come in and check in at the meeting. If for some reason you're not going to be here, or you know that your neighbor is not going to be here, or even if you choose to, you can fill out the corrected limited proxy that will be coming in the mail. You may have received, I know Robert received his yesterday, or? Yesterday. Oh, I didn't pick up my mail yesterday because I was a little busy with meetings and stuff. Okay. Are there any other questions, comments from the audience? Okay, I would like a motion to adjourn the meeting, please. Okay, Bev made the motion, Stuart seconded, all in favor? Okay, thank you very much. I know it was a long meeting, and we appreciate your patience. Thank you.